Okay, back now, a live look at Ashkelon, Israel. Here, red alerts activated in the southern city. Meantime, Western intelligence officials have accused Iran of providing assistance, financial assistance, to Palestinian terrorists in the Gaza Strip, a claim the Iranian supreme leader denies. For more on this and the White House's response, we'll take you to Newsmax correspondent John Glasgow joining us live with details. John.
Sean, at this point, there's no official confirmation Iran ordered this attack on Israel, but we do know that Iranian leadership is celebrating the Hamas for the Israeli onslaught. Now, one thing is clear. Iran has been indirectly involved in support of Hamas for years, providing military training and logistics help, along with tens of millions of dollars for weapons. Now, Washington Post confirmed this through current and former Middle East intelligence officials. Meantime, the Wall Street Journal is reporting Iran played a direct role in the attack, and that Iranian security officials helped plan and green-light the assault at a meeting in Beirut last week. Now, intelligence officials point to the sophistication of the operation, involving coordinated raids across the Israeli border by hundreds of gunmen who traveled by land, sea, and air. We saw them parachute in. The attack started with swarms of rockets and drones. Now, some of them got through the state's Iron Dome. They hit targets with a degree of precision not seen in previous Hamas attacks. The Palestinian group is capable. They have a capable militia, but the scale of this attack would have been extremely challenging without help, training, and cash. Iran's supreme leader denied his country's involvement, calling the accusations nonsense. However, he hailed Hamas for planning the attack and calling it epic. Watch.
ما پیشانی و بازوی طراحان مدبر و هوشمند و جوانان شجاع فلسطین رو میبوسیم. ما به اونها افتخار میکنیم، این هست. اما اونایی که میگن
So according to State Department report from 2020, Iran provides about $100 million annually to Palestinian terrorist groups, including Hamas. The leader of Hamas claimed last year his group received $70 million in military help from Iran. Where does that money come from? Simply put, oil. Take a look at this. This is Iran's export revenue since 2020. Under President Trump's sanctions, Iran took in about $15 billion in oil exports. Since those were then taken away under the current administration, Iran has doubled oil output and tripled revenue. President Biden also paid Iran $6 billion in exchange for U.S. prisoners. Now, that money was intended to be allocated for humanitarian needs only. According to the U.S., though, the officials say that that money has not been used by Iran, and claiming that there's no link to that Iran is even involved in this. Watch. All right, well, that audio wasn't there. But Sean and Emma, the stakes are high for the Biden administration in the coming days. Pressure's mounting on the Biden administration to reinforce sanctions. But as you can see there, that would be a huge financial toll on Iran. So we'll wait to see how the administration plays out with this, as they're getting a lot of pressure to do something here, even though Iran hasn't officially been connected to this. But they do support this attack on Israel. Back to you.
Say Iran's complicit, but again, they can't directly link it yet factually, working on intelligence for that. John Glasgow, thank you. Keeping the conversation going with Amir Fakhrآور, the Senate chairman at the National Iranian Congress and author of Comrade Ayatollah. And Ami Horowitz, a filmmaker who spent 2 weeks undercover with Hamas. Thank you, gentlemen, both for coming on. Actually, I wanted to start with Amir Fakhrآور, if I can. Just to clarify things with our viewers, you are not a part of the supreme leader, the Iranian regime. Tell us a little bit about, just help our viewers understand where your placement is, where your head is, where your mind is today.
I am Amir Fakhrآور. I have been in prison in Iran for more than 5 years under torture. They broke 50 bones in my body in solitary confinement of the Revolutionary Guard and the Intelligence Ministry in Iran. And then with the help of United States Pentagon, I could escape from Iranian prison, notorious Evin prison, and escape from Iran and come to United States to campaign for oil sanction, to cut the lifeline of the Iranian regime. And it was very successful thanks to President Trump, which he had the guts to go and do it finally and cut the revenue for Iran. But Biden came back and just helped the mullah to have money again. And Comrade Ayatollah is my book, which was sold more than 3 million copy inside Iran in the underground market, which says Iranian Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei in 1964 to 1968 was in training center, Russian training center, Patrice Lumumba University in Moscow. And since then, he have been the official agent of KGB. And it's all the facts and documents in the book. Him and many mullahs who are in power, many people, they're surprised right now why Iran should do that. It's the order from Putin, because Putin wanted to distract the world from the Ukraine war and just bring the attention to Gaza and Israel, and ask the Supreme Leader to do that. And I said that in the very same network a week ago when it started. I said the order for this attack came in June 21, 2023, when Ismail Haniyeh and Ziad Nokhaleh, two head of this terror attack, they have been with Supreme Leader in Tehran, and over there 4 months ago, Supreme Leader confirmed this plan to attack Israel.
Yeah, let me jump in if I can. There are a lot of reports out there that say this was potentially planned, and seeing somewhat of the sophistication of how this came about and how they were able to go in. And again, what we have a death count of more than 1,200 Israelis right now, and then kidnapping more than 150 what we know of. 20 Americans missing at this time, 14 Americans dead at this time. I wanted to move over, and Amir, thanks for that. I want to go to Ami now. So Ami, talk to us about this. Is this correct when we say you spent 2 weeks undercover with Hamas?
Yeah, so over the course of about a year, I was trying to do an interview, ultimately did conduct an interview with the Hamas leader, who's a mastermind behind a number of terrorist attacks across Israel. In order to do that, you have to build trust. And yeah, over the course of a few months, went undercover, spent time with them. And what you find with Hamas is, look, I'm not surprised that they had the will to conduct this attack. I'm shocked that they're able to actually coordinate it and conduct it. Obviously, I think it's going to be clear that Iran's help was absolutely crucial in the planning and execution of this attack. But what you hear consistently from Hamas, I did certainly, is that they never really talked about Israelis. They were always talking about Jews. We want to kill as many Jews as possible. That was the theme you kept hearing. The barbarity that we saw, I know that the world has been shocked by it, but this is really nothing new for anybody who knows anything about Hamas. Their will to kill, to maim. We're talking about beheading babies, right? That's a report we're hearing now. I know the world is shocked. I'm not particularly shocked, and this is what we're dealing with.
I'll stay with you if I can really quick, Ami, with this. Thinking about, because I believe, I'm looking through my notes here, because in terms of how many Hamas were killed, I believe it's in the 1,500, somewhere around there. How big is this terror faction?
Oh, it's massive. It's massive. I mean, look, it also, there's the age-old question about, at what point are you talking about the actual terrorists who are conducting attacks versus all the people who support them? Yeah. So, yeah, it's in the hundreds of thousands for sure. Wow. But what's amazing to me is how people are, look, you saw that the administration has been, at this point, pretty strong in support of Israel, but you're starting to see those cracks now, right? In fact, from the first moments of the attack on Israel, the Biden administration in Israel, right, their embassy actually put out a statement saying we should call for de-escalation even before Israel began any kind of self-defense. Blinken recently was just in Turkey. He put out a tweet saying we have to have a ceasefire as Israel was just beginning its ability to defend itself. Now, both were retracted, right, but you can see that this is where their emotion really is. And I think over the next few days, you're going to see the administration starting to put pressure on Israel to stop.
Amir, I'll close with you if I can. There's a lot of talk, as you know, about this swap, this prisoner swap, $6 billion that was frozen. Iranian funds could only be used for humanitarian aid. That has been unfrozen at this time. They haven't received it, according to the United States, at all. They haven't seen a dime of it just yet. They're working to find out what could be done with that. But bottom line is that my question for you is, do you believe Iran is complicit in these terror attacks on Israel from your perspective, Amir?
Let me tell you as fast as I can. A couple of videos you showed at the start of this segment was about some prisoners. They were coming from the airplane coming out. Siamak Namazi was one of them. I could see him. He was not a real prisoner, American hostage over there. He was the sponsor of Iranian regime's lobby group, Nayak, in Washington, D.C. That was all the game between Biden and Iranian regime. And also, they are saying none of those money have been spent or sent. The money was supposed to be in Qatar. I'm sure your guest knows that since 2021, Ismail Haniyeh, the head of Hamas, have been living in a luxury hotel, 5-star hotel in Qatar. And Qatar is a very close friend with Iranian regime, Iranian mullahs, and very close friend with Hamas and Hezbollah too. Iranian regime, if want to send any money anywhere, they are sending from Qatar's banks. And when Ismail Haniyeh is there, he has the bank account in Qatar. Iran doesn't need to send anywhere the money. $6 billion was sent by Biden administration to Qatari's bank, which Ismail Haniyeh was there. And the regime didn't need to do anything in between. And another video you showed, Khamenei was saying he didn't order, and he is kissing the arm of Palestinian youths. No, he didn't kiss the arm of any Palestinians. He just kissed Benjamin Netanyahu's ass because he was afraid after he have seen how good Benjamin Netanyahu and Israeli armies are to destroy Hamas in Gaza. And Supreme Leader of Iran, Ali Khamenei, is afraid to death and started to just go around and say, oh, that was not me, that was not it, but everybody in the world.
Right, they claim that, again, Tehran has nothing to do with this. And I just wanted to point out, too, for the American viewer as well, there's so much focus on the $6 billion, and rightfully so, but Iran isn't a poor country. They have money coming in from oil. A lot of money. There is money there. They're not short of money if they get the $6 billion or if they don't. There's always been money there, and they're making it again off of oil, a lot of it. I'll leave it right there. Amir Fakhravar, Ami Horowitz, thank you both for coming on again and really sharing your specific expertise on the knowledge that you have today with our viewers. All right, stay with us. More extended coverage of the Israel-Hamas war. A live look here in Gaza following any developments coming in again this morning, but local time there, 6:28. You're watching National Report.